Look at lo vas a dejar caer.
Babe, but you're the one that taught me how to do it. Why aren't you doing it the way you taught me?
He's got it. Yeah, a fucking fork. But it's not that
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I tried my best to do some vlogs, but honestly, this just turned into what I ate while I was in Florida because I was very cautious. I'm not recording people and then I wanted to enjoy the moment. So here we are at DFW and this is our flight out. It looks so beautiful at nighttime. I don't think I've ever flown at nighttime. I've usually always flown during the day. But this will be the first time that we've visited my in-laws in about 2 years. I would say it's been about 2 years since we've been to Florida. I know for the 2025 year coming up, we want to make at least 3 visits to Florida. 1 to Destin for me and my husband and my dog, and the other 2 for the in-laws. This was actually a pretty relaxing flight. I ended up bringing my iPad so that I could read my Kindle. If you are into horror books, I definitely recommend this one. It's basically telling the story of a 4-year-old who was raised by a serial killer. Definitely very interesting. Here we are at Orlando, Florida, and here is our gas guzzler of a truck that they gave us because this was the only one that they have. So it's safe to say that we did not leave or travel very far on this trip. So we are finally in Florida. We are visiting the in-laws and we're gonna go now to Walmart to get fruit salad and a potato salad that they requested, which I will show you in this vlog. Say hi again. Traffic.
The one thing I can't stand in Florida is this fucking traffic.
The one thing we don't miss about Florida is the traffic, and we are in Point Siena, so if you're from Point Siena, you know how this is, because this is horrible, but it is a very beautiful day outside. On our way home, we did see this little new cafe here in Point Siena, Florida. It is called Saborealo, and it is from Puerto Rico to Point Siena. So let's take a look inside and see what they have. Of what? Oh, the thing over there.
Llámalo para que se acerque aquí a Saborealo, que hoy vamos a tener muchas sorpresas, regalos, sorteos y muchas más cosas, así que no se lo puede perder, que esto es el mediodía del sabor, para que usted se acerque aquí a Point Siena, la panadería número 1 de la Florida. ¡Saborealo!
Alright guys, it is the Saturday that we arrived. I am just getting ready for the day. I like to keep things simple when visiting Florida, mainly because it is hot. Luckily, it was super cool when we went, but if you live in Florida, you know. de-struggle. So I keep everything cream related, simple, nothing too heavy. I've never been a foundation girl anyways. So yeah, here is my look for the Saturday. We are going to my in-laws to go ahead and eat and celebrate with the family. So right now I am actually making I believe it is a Mexican fruit salad. Do not quote me, but my friend here in Texas made it for us and we fell in love. I asked her for the recipe. So right here you see my husband, he was cutting it up, and then this is what it looks like all put together. It is so delicious. But there was a lot of fat in there, I'm not gonna lie. Here is the arroz con gandules that my grandmother-in-law made. She left me on stirring duties because she did have to go out and run some errands. When I tell you that every time we come to Florida, it never fails that I look forward to the food. Obviously, I look forward to seeing my in-laws, but the food, if I could eat this every day, I would, because let me tell you something. We are on a health journey, me and my husband, so we don't introduce a lot of these foods every day. If I would, I could, but if you know the Puerto Rican culture, you know there's a lot of salt and seasoning in our food. Here we are at my mother-in-law's house, and we are just doing Thanksgiving food. We're not doing Thanksgiving, so my in-laws are actually Jehovah's Witnesses, so they do not celebrate Thanksgiving, but we still like to get together every time we come to Florida, and we just make food that we love. So if it's on sale, it's on sale. We're gonna make it, Thanksgiving or not. Here we are the next day. I am actually trying out a new lens that I got for my phone. I'm testing it out. I like it for outdoor uses, not necessarily for indoor. It's just basically a wider angle. So here we are the next day, and let me tell you something. The one thing I love about Florida is the weather, not necessarily the humidity and the sporadic rains that we have. But when it's beautiful and it's beautiful, and when it is ugly, it is ugly. And if you're from Florida, you know exactly what I mean, because there's good days, bad days, icky days, all days for sure. So today my grandmother-in-law has decided to make some pupusas. She calls it estilo de Paola because this is not from our culture, so it is not the true authentic way. This is just the way that she does it. Either way, it was still yummy at the end and had a lot of flavor, and I definitely enjoyed watching her make it because now I know more or less how to make it myself if I want some. I love pupusas, like hands down, I love it. So I'm glad that I was able to watch her make it. So right here, you'll just see her, she's blending the tomato. You'll see her cook it a little bit. She does strain it, but typically she doesn't strain it. But the only reason she strained it was because she did not peel the skin from the tomato. Here she is adding some salt. Again, remember what I told you, Puerto Ricans add a lot of salt to their food. But here she is straining it. She is going ahead and cooking the meat. She's not making a lot. At first I thought this was going to be a little bit, but honestly this made enough for the entire family, and I'm talking about like maybe 15-20 people worth of pupusas, because as you'll see, she adds more stuff to it, and she actually grinds this in the grinder, which is right here, which I was a little thrown back but not surprised, because when I have received pupusas, I have had it with grinded shrimp, so it doesn't surprise me but still surprises me. So I took a little break. I went outside. My hubby is always on construction duty or some type of duty for my grandmother-in-law. And right here, he's just making her bed frame a little bit more sturdy. So here is the cornmeal that she is using. And again, guess what we're adding? Salt. She's adding some water to her liking. And then you'll see the consistency in a little bit. I did not ask the ratio because honestly when we cook we just kind of eyeball it. That's just always been the way I have been taught, so I eyeball a lot of stuff, and so do his in-laws. His aunt over here is making some beans. So this is canned refried beans. So they end up adding the refried beans, the blended beef, and some chicharrones right here. And they add some cheese and garlic and seasonings, and they just blend it, not blend it, but they kind of mix it all together at this point, making the inside of the pupusa. So she's using mozzarella cheese, and then she's just mixing it a little bit. Oh, not a little bit. She's mixing it thoroughly. Anyways, I'm trying to talk through this without making any stops or edit. So bear with me a little bit. Bear with me. So here she is, she's making it. She has some of the pupusa in her hand. Her hands are wet. I didn't ask her why, but obviously it's just to make sure that it doesn't stick to her hand. So she's flattening the side, and then she'll add a spoon or two of her filling, and then she'll roll it up, maybe add a little bit more. I can't remember which clip I got, but she will fold it over and then flatten it again. And then as you can see, they have it in the back cooking on that flat top. So yes, so this is what she's doing. And then a little bit, you'll see my plate, which was covered. I'm telling you, covered in the topping. I don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry, but it's the pickled cabbage for me that does it every time I eat pupusas. It is the number one thing that I look forward to with pupusas. I don't know why. I like the pupusa itself, but something about the combo together. So here it is. This is the final result. So yeah. And the next day, this is a really random video. Oh, just kidding. We actually went to the Saborealo place to get some more fattening food because you're on vacation. We did go to Five Below. I just recorded this random clip because they have these, and I think they've had them for a while. I swear if I wasn't flying, I would have got all of them. So I only got one, which was the Solar Flare, and they smell good. I don't want to say that they're exact, but they definitely smell good. So here we are. I believe we're on another day. I don't even know what day we're on, if I'm being honest. I just know that we are eating food after food after food. And right here, my grandmother-in-law is making some pasteles and acapurria. So of course you have the guineo, the jatilla, the calabaza. She's blending it all together. And then she actually had some leftover chicken from a couple days ago, and that's what she'll be using for the filling. It was so good. I hate olives. FYI, I despise them. I cannot stand them. I don't know why. I like the flavor, but not the olives. Here we are. She's just cleaning up the banana leaves. I love making pasteles. I sometimes make them and sell them. Just something about pasteles. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a culture. Now I'll tell you one thing. My younger sister hates this. She hates it, but I love it. So here we are. And when I say me, I mean my grandmother-in-law and her two daughters. So my husband's aunts are going ahead and they're just assembling it together. Honestly, all it is achote with oil, or oil with achote, and then they're adding the masa, and then they add the meat, and then they go ahead and they fold it up into these little packets or bundles, because we bundle them by 2, and then that is what essentially will be boiled and served. Again, I hate olives. I should have told them to make me some olives, because nothing pisses me off more than biting into an olive. I cannot stand it. What is one thing that you guys cannot stand? Like, despise. Like, I don't hate a lot of stuff, but olives, hands down, is probably my most disliked food ever. Like, again, I like cooking with it. I like the flavor it gives off to the rice or the beans, but like actually biting it, yeah, you know what? I just can't do that. Next, you will see, I think I'm a little bit ahead because I'm trying to do this voiceover. But next up, you'll see my grandmother-in-law. She's actually going to make some acapurrias, which was the one thing that my husband did request, and I requested as well. And it's basically, kind of think about it, it's the same masa from the pasteles, just a little bit different. And then you put ground beef in the middle. Here she is making it. She'll put it in her hand, she'll put the ground beef in the middle, and then she'll go ahead and toss it in the fryer, fry it up, and then you have these little fritters. Again, acapurria is probably one of my favorite dishes. I love pasteles, I love everything else of my Puerto Rican culture, but let's not go there. Acapurrias will be one of my favorite ones. I don't know. I just love it. All right. We are now, I don't know. Yeah, it is this night. So the same night that we made the pasteles and acapurria, we're actually going to a food truck place in Kissimmee by Old Town that my husband went to last year. So my husband was able to visit his grandmother last year for a couple days. I did not because I had to work. And they found this new food truck place, so he ended up taking me there. I will say, it was very expensive, and I think I wasted like $100. This is why I don't go to state fairs or anything, because it is expensive. But I was on vacation, and I wanted to enjoy the experience, so I spent the money. Do I regret it? No. Could the food have been better? No, it was actually really good. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, so here we are at the food truck place. We're just waiting to pay for our parking, and you could already see the Christmas spirit everywhere. And if you're from Florida, you know Christmas is everywhere in Florida. I feel like there's more Christmas spirit in Florida than there is in Texas. It might be where I live in Texas, but there's not many Christmas decorations here anyways, not like in Florida. I feel like in Florida the neighbors are a little bit more interactive and things like that. So here are just some clips of some random food trucks that I took so that you could see. Now from this place I did get a milkshake, and you'll see it here in a little bit, but this milkshake was $17. I shared it with my two sister-in-laws, so it definitely got its money's worth because we just inhaled it and ate everything on top. So here it is. It was a strawberry Nutella milkshake or whatever it was. I think it could have been more chocolatey, but either way, it was still good. My sister-in-law wanted to try this place. It is Sushi Boricua. So basically what we ended up getting was a sushi roll with yellow rice, skirt steak, sweet plantains, all that good stuff. Babe, say hi.
Oh, that's the guy that you told me that he don't drink.
People just in case. We'll see what it brings.
Look at lo vas a dejar caer.
Babe, but you're the one that taught me how to do it. Why aren't you doing it the way you taught me?
He's got it. He's getting there. Getting a fucking fork. But it's not that bad.
Is it good?
They lied to you?
Not bad. It's a little, it's cold. Not cold, but
Oh, but you, what did you
it's
get?
room temperature.
That's not free, man.
Come on.
Like I'm in there.
Yeah, all right.
I got a fork.
Depends who makes it. That shit's fire.
Yeah, but you go anywhere for that.
All three of those.
How's that one?
Not bad.
Not bad?
Even though the whole bite I took was nothing but tomatoes.
No? Oh, yeah. I was going to say because Elias has no tomato.
No, I wanted the chicken with the regular chicken.
Alright, so now you're just going to see me kind of just recording my sister-in-law's corn and then my family. We are coming to the end of the vlog in a little bit, or maybe I should just call it a food vlog because honestly, I feel like that's all I recorded was just the food. But we do love food, which is why we try to be very strict and disciplined at home, for sure. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna show you is this ride from Old Town. I have never been on it. I have always wanted to been on it, but I will never go on it. I am a big fan of rides, but for some reason this one I will not get up, and I think it's called the Vomitator or something like that. It's basically like one big slingshot where you basically go in this little ball and they shoot you up in the air. And you'll see it right here because I actually got a clip of someone actually doing it. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I could ever go on this ride. Again, I do like roller coasters, but something about this ride, I don't know. Maybe it's the fear of it snapping. I mean, anything could happen anywhere, but I don't know. I just can't do this one. Next, I went into a souvenir shop because I did get some souvenirs for my coworkers. And here are some cute little sharks in a jar. If I wasn't flying on a plane, honestly, I would have got one. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, so then we ended up ending the night with the dessert. There was this little truck that is called La Bas. I don't know what it is, but this dessert was so freaking good. I could have it twice if I could. And yeah, this is the dessert. The ice cream, everything was so... Alright guys, unfortunately our trip to Florida had to come to an end, and I just want you to look at this beautiful view that I was able to capture. It was a rainy day in Florida on our last day, but we are above all the clouds, and what beauty is it to be above the clouds, looking below and seeing this beautiful view. Hopefully you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Let me know how your Thanksgiving was. Where do you live? Where are you from? What do you eat? Let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed this vlog. Again, I'm going to try to just pick up and record, and whatever I record I'm just going to put out there because honestly I love interacting with you guys, and I also want the memories. I don't have a lot of memories and I like looking back at videos. So until the next time.